What's up, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have HBAR up on the screen here. This is the 3-day price chart. In full disclosure, I don't own any, but it was a request from my Quantum Circle group. So figured I would blast it out for everybody here on YouTube and X. So looking at HBAR, going back to that top from January of 2025, obviously after the Trump pump, this thing got some serious juice during that. That was like a 9.5x for HBAR just last November alone. So guys, that just shows how quickly these markets can turn around. I mean, you look at what was happening. This thing was in a slow bleed, like all of 2024, down 75%. And then out of nowhere, the second that it broke through this downtrend here, bam, shot off into a 9x. So if you're kind of looking at what's going on now, what's similar? We're in a drawdown. We're channeling a little bit, waiting on a pop. And we see that a lot of the things on the macro are starting to clear up. And we're looking for risk off, people to start pouring back into the markets here. I understand sentiment is low, but I do believe that's about to change. Looking at this correction, it's a flat plus a zigzag correction. You have your 3, you have your 3, and you have a 3 here, but this is a W, X, Y, and the C, and it's a zigzag. You can count out 5 waves in each of these drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5. There's 3 waves up there on a shorter time frame into the X. And then what's happening right now is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So certainly looks like we're very near the end of this correction. That does suffice the wave count. Could this keep going a little bit lower right now? Sure. It depends on what the macro is going to do. But if you look at where we're at just from a structural standpoint, you see that HBAR's found some support right in here around these tops, right? Coming in there at one point, that was resistance. Now flipping it as support. Even if this goes over a little bit, you can see that where that wick went right there lines up exactly with this all the way back to February of 2023. So pretty big zone here for HBAR to find some support. I do believe that the pain is behind us for the time being. And if you look right now where we're at, I take the run up from November of 24 to that last high. And we look at where we're at into retracements here, and you can see we're battling just under the 786 of that longer term range. So finding a little bit of resistance right there for the time being. Now, let's take a look at what needs to happen here for us to start coming up in the other direction. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff so we can clear it out, make it a little bit easier to see. I'll move that over. But again, going back to when is this? August, July, right? We've just been trending down. And if we look to see, we try to connect as many of these tops as we can in here. That's a little weak. Let's do this. We can pull this stuff out, trying to hit as many of these tops as we can. You can even bring it further out there. So on the longer time frame, a little bit of a wider channel. But if we take it back into, November, October even, right here, you can see we're just, channeling, right? Falling, all of these bottoms connecting, all of these tops. But what it is a falling wedge right now. These falling wedges break to the upside. It's typically pretty violent. You've had this much of a drawdown that fast. Guys, it takes that back relatively quickly. And then again, you can even see over here, we had something similar happening, right? We were in a drawdown here. Bam, the second we popped out of it, that thing was gone for a 9x. So the next move that I expect out of HBAR here is I do believe on the macro. Again, we can mess around and form a bottom down here a little bit. It's really going to depend on the broader market, but this should break through here. Might find a little bit of resistance up there around the 618 because we do have that longer term trend line here converging with the fib. But I do expect that the next move from HBAR is going to get us back up here into this level, somewhere between 25 and 32 cents on a first wave, settle down, and then I believe this thing's going to be taking off into new all-time highs. So I do have some HBAR target videos out over there. You can check them out on X or YouTube. You have to use the market cap for that. So I'm doing price because it's just easier to talk about it, but make sure if you're doing anything longer term with HBAR, you are in fact using the market cap. So guys, this moment is coming to an end. 786 and that right there could be a little bit of a beach ball moment. And again, we're seeing some price levels come in as support. So I am in the camp that we are about to see blow off tops across the board. And I do still think we're going to experience our alt season. I put out a ton of macro data on that regularly for my group. They're all feeling pretty good about over there about where we're headed. So looking at the oscillators too on the daily, you can see we got a nice little bullish cross there. Been just weaving below the lows, guys. And I talk about this as well. This is one of the main important points to understand is the second we drop below that 40 line there, we're bearish until we can pop above the 60. And you see we got stopped out just short of that. So as this weave down here in bear territory, look at price. We lost 60% in price while that did that down there. Well, what do we need next? We want something similar happening up above the 60. That leads to some bullish momentum. You can see right here after we bottomed and shot up, we did weave up here a little bit. From the time we got above 60, we were right there, right about when we broke out of that. And again, from that moment on, we had another 7.5x while it went up and weaved up here. This is the 3-day, right? So looking for something similar to happen, get us blasting off up, 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 and away. The MACD too. Want that to get above the 0 line. That's another big condition for a big rip. You see right here, as we crossed above the 0, that was at the same moment that this took off, the price took off. So a little bit below it now. Let's get a bullish cross and start working our way back up into this level. Again, even right here, you can see that this appreciation mostly happened by the time we popped above the 0 on the MACD. So I am not concerned at all what's going on with the markets right now. For me personally, I have been absolutely loading up. And again, I put out a ton of data every day showing why I believe there's another high coming in the markets. The more you can use math and remove emotion, the better chances you're going to have to survive these markets, not only survive, but win them. So that's exactly why I created my Quantum Circle group, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord channel, and I teach you how to do TA. Link to that in the bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you guys could follow, like, repost, I want to get this out to as many people as I can before it's too late. So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season, and I'll catch you in the next one.